Hello and welcome back to Forgotten Dailies. So this is going to be a little rant and then I'll get into what this video is really about. So I find it funny that everybody, there's always a hater. Every car I part out, there's always somebody that wants to be a hater. This person was saying that, oh, I need to keep more parts off of these cars, and this car in particular, I'm scrapping good stuff. Maybe I should go buy some Marlboros with it. Anyway, enough said about that. I want to show you what I got. Keeping parts. I keep a ton of parts. My gosh. They're like brand new windshields. All of them. Drove 5 hours for those twice. We got a Shelby Charger nose, 287 Shelby or Shadow ES grills, rims, a Daytona nose, ground effects, interior trim. There's two hoods there, an Omni and a TC Maserati. Another Omni, a LeBaron, Shelby Charger nose, air dam, Daytona nose, Shadow grill, GLHS Sky side skirts, GLH Omni side skirts, a base Daytona grill, Shelby Daytona grill, base Charger grill, another GLH, grill, hoods. Can't talk. I'll get into that in a minute too. A base Omni hood, another base Omni hood, and way in the front is this V6 Shadow hood. I got 4 sets of louvers. I got entire quarter panels. Entire, left and right. Another set, left and right. A tailgate, a hatch. There's a door back there. Lo and behold, look at here. Another LeBaron hood. 2 more Shelby Daytona hoods. Seats. I've got seats stacked up on the GLHS. It's a storage bin now. And there's 2, maybe 3. I know there's at least 2 LeBaron header panels up there. But there's more. There's a sunroof. Fenders. There's 2 Shadow fenders, a TC fender, an Eagle Talon, a Charger, a Shelby Charger, another Charger, Omnis, another Shadow. There's floor pans from a Daytona, rear axle assembly from a Daytona, radiators. I have 3 T2 radiators, plus there's 2 more in the basement. We're not going to get into that. And there's Omni radiators, another radiator. There's a spoiler for a Charger, another set of GLH ground effects. Go around to the, that's just in the storage building. Let's go around behind this Daytona that I got hidden from the neighbors. There's a Stealth RT front bumper cover, a Daytona Shelby ES bumper cover. There's an Omni hatch, GLHS hood, another Daytona Turbo Z hood back there. Plus this entire car has been here almost a year trying to find a buyer because I hate to scrap it because it's a clean, rust-free car. But its days are numbered because I can't find a buyer. Nobody wants to buy, nobody wants to complain, nobody wants to buy. There's an 87 Shadow ES turbo hood. There's a lower air dam and a bumper for an Omni. A Plymouth TC3 or Scamp header panel. A 4i Charger header panel. Air dam, GLHS nose, GLHS nose. A Duster hood. Another plain Omni hood. Here's interior pieces and parts that fell over. That Omni door's for my Omni. There's a stack of rims. More seats. More seats. Another Shelby Charger nose. All this stuff has been for sale, not a buyer. Partly because, you know, nobody wants to drive to get parts. I understand. I get that. It's a longer drive. This door's off an 85 Daytona. It's going to get cut up and be a wall hanger. I have another axle laying here. Another hood, another hatch. The hatch is rusty. It's junk. So it'll go across the scale eventually. Shadow convertible parts. Got those. I got 3 rack and pinions, a condenser, and GLHS radiator fan. Shadow trunk lid. 91 and up steering knuckles. Brake hubs, brake parts. Here's the convertible top frame off this Shadow that I'm going to break apart and sell for pieces. I already sold 1 piece, so it's going to be broken apart and sold in pieces. 87 T2 GLHS engine. 91 2.5 engine, that one's sold. 89 TC Maserati T2 engine, unknown condition. but I kept it because these are all Neon SRT4 parts that I just picked up. There's some backing plates and a hub. I don't know what they're off of. I can't remember. Rims. These are all rims. Oh, and 2 more TT radiators, and there's another one hidden. I got door panels here. There's an engine on that engine stand. Somewhere back in here. There's another engine there. It's a 90 non-turbo engine. I hate to get rid of it. It did run. Somebody will want it eventually, hopefully. And then back in here, you can't really see them, but there's some more blocks. There's 2 more, I think they're 86 T1 blocks. How much stuff does a person keep? My gosh. This car here that I'm about to show you is the car they were complaining about. And I'm going to show you what all I pulled when I'm done. I got the K-frame out of this car I'm about to show you. So the first thing, when this conversation started, the bumper cover and the ground effects were still on the car. I had not had plans on pulling them. Somebody came along and did say they wanted the ground effects. So they're now off, waiting on the reply. Bumper cover came off because I had a gentleman that wanted the quarter panel. So here we go. Quarter panel cut. This is the 91 Shadow convertible. This was would have been a cool car when it was new. Unfortunately, again, like all the rest of them I get, the previous people in front of me let it sit. I didn't. I bought it to part it because it was left to sit. It also has a title issue. I'm not going to get into the details, but basically a title came with it, but it's not really obtainable. So what do you do with it? What's this car worth in this condition? Nothing. Nothing as of reselling it. You know, it's worth more in parts. This car's already saved probably half a dozen other cars, and I haven't even really listed anything in the store. This is just by word of mouth. So anyway, let's get into it. We got rust in this quarter panel. It's flaky. It's, fixable probably, but it's there. We got rust up inside the rear wheel well. Can't see it because I got it full of junk because I cleaned up my garage. But right about here, it was rusted across. The floorboard is rusted. This door, yeah, it might be fixable, but it's dented right here and right in here. It's got dent. This fender's creased right here. It's no good. We kept the engine, transmission, the engine harness, the cable, clutch cable bracket, the wiper linkage, wiper arms. I still may pull that washer bottle. I don't know yet. Haven't come to a full conclusion. Radiator, you can still actually buy those new, so I didn't keep it. I have it, but it's not, it ain't no good. Okay, remember, as I mentioned, I kept the front springs. If the person comes along that wanted the bumpers, I already had to pull the rear one. I'm not messing with the front one until they say they want it for sure, because it's rough. This is rough. It's rough from sitting exposed to the sun, and then it's got a big gouge. I don't know if you can see it or not, but then the grill's busted. The hood was beat up. I saved the one headlight, the passenger. The driver's side was broke. I was going to pull this fender. I actually have it unbolted. But what I found on a convertible, and I don't know if it's convertible, I'm assuming it's convertible, you have to drill, it's hard to see, but there's a pop rivet here, another one here, another one here, another one here. And what's it look like behind that? And I assume that if you get those 4 off, this section of this comes off because it looks like there's a seam right here. But I already have 2 sets and haven't had the first person ask for one. And one set I've had for 2 years. So to me, it's not worth my time. This door is probably okay. Again, like that Shelby Charger door I showed you. God, I've had that for over a year and haven't even had an interest in it. Yeah, maybe 20 years from now they might be worth something. Maybe people will be willing to travel further or pay more. Oh my God, guys, I'm 48 years old already. 20 years, I'm not going to be doing this anymore. I'll be done. My body already hurts from doing this. So, anyway, we got this quarter panel cut off. The gentleman may be interested in this rocker panel. It does have rust right in here, but from there forward looks pretty nice, you know, for what it is. I don't know what it's like. You know, it's kind of hard to tell, but it may be a little bit behind this bracket for the ground effects, but not likely. So anyway, we kept all the convertible specific trim. This piece that went along here was a bear to get off. If you ever have to replace one, it's a job. But we got it off and sold it, and it went to a car that had one that was broke, so he needed that part. The doors, we gutted all the door parts. There's no regulators in there anymore. The seals, we pulled the seals. The seals come from, I don't know, somewhere in this general area back to here and stop, and then they go forward, up, and across the top of the windshield. It wasn't torn. It's a little hard, but it's not torn. So the trunk lid's going to stay here for now. It will probably end up going across the scale eventually. Somebody had, and again, I don't know who, somebody had drilled holes to put a regular shadow spoiler on this car. And the way the trunk is shortened on these, the regular shadow spoiler has a point on the end. I can show you on my wife's car. But they had cut like 3 inches off of that to clear that panel that runs across here, which is fine, but they drilled holes in the trunk. So if somebody has one that's really mangled or one that's, you know, really rusty, certainly it can be, you know, the holes can be patched. So that's why I kept it for now. Anyway, that's the shadow that is about to go over the scale. It was going to go over the scale a couple days ago, but life took place and I got delayed. Today's a Friday. I have an appointment right after work Monday, so Tuesday is this car's last day. It will go over the scale Tuesday. Rear axle, I don't know. I debated on keeping the rear axle. I already have 2. One's out of a shadow. Again, they're here. Nobody's been interested. I don't have the room. You know, I live in town, so I'm fortunate that I have good neighbors that don't care what I do. They don't complain. So I'm thankful for that, but I can't store stuff everywhere. You know, look at the backing plate. Look how rusty that was. This thing was just sat. The interior, everything inside the car, metal-wise, was rusted. The window motors were done. They were just rusted. The seat frames just rusty. The power seat motor on the driver's seat wouldn't budge. None of the electronics inside the car worked except for the blow motor. The car had moisture in it, you know, for who knows how long. So, you know, it is what it is. We got the GLH out. Hoping to get my buddy over here so we can finally figure out this shifter linkage part, because I'd really like to drive this car this year. I want to take it to some shows. And I know it's ugly, but I think it's unique enough and it's cool enough that it'll draw some attention. I do want to change that door. I have another air dam for it there, because this one's broke. I could change that air dam if I wanted to. There's a big hole there, or leave it. I don't care. You know, this car, it'll, I shouldn't say never. It most likely will not get restored. First of all, I don't have the time, the money, or the effort to do it. So, or the energy to do it. I'm too busy with all this other stuff that I just don't have time. So I'd have to pay somebody to do it, and I'm just not going down that road. To me, my LeBaron is more important, and that's going to be happening hopefully this fall. The Plymouth Horizon that I went and got a while ago, it's another one of those cars that it's a shame, but again, it has a title issue. Again, I'm not getting into details, but it does have a title issue. What we did find is that it actually has pretty nice floors, and it has a nice seats. So my plan is to take the seats out of the Omni, out of the GLH. I like the CS seats, but they don't fit right. Everybody knows that. I mean, I could make them fit. They work. But I just want to kind of go back to the regular seats. So the seats from the Horizon are going to go back in here. and then we're going to cut out as much of the floors as we can and fix these floors as good as we can. Just so it can drive, you know, be a little better. Car fire dried up. It was sitting in here all winter. I left the battery hooked up like a dummy all winter long. Believe it or not, I got in, turned the key, and fire dried up. Didn't hesitate one bit. So I'm very proud of that little car. If you watched any of our other videos, the rally we did with the car and the story behind the car and everything, where, you know, the car was going to be parted out. But here we are. We have it almost 2 years later. So anyway, sorry for the rant earlier. I haven't made any videos. Like I said earlier, I've been busy with life and working on that building clean out I did, trying to get that organized and stuff listed. Trying to get stuff ready for Carlisle. That's less than a month away. We made a trip 5 hours last Friday, a week ago today, and we got more parts. That's where all the SRT4 stuff came from. There's some good stuff in there. I haven't even mentioned listing that yet. That'll come. Yeah, it's just been busy. It's hot. It's supposed to be in the mid to high 90s next week. So I told my wife, I want to get this mess cleaned up and get the Horizon in here and get started on it. It's another thing. That engine, that little car fires right up and runs. It's an 8822 non-turbo. It is fuel injected. I hate to junk in a good engine. I really do, you know, because they don't make them anymore, and I don't know. But my goodness, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. I think 7 engines in this garage right now, and this is just a 2.5 car garage. Plus, I've got there's a transmission back here. Oh, sorry about that. Transmission there. That one is actually sold and going to Carlisle. This one's out of the shadow, the 91. That's going to stay. That's going to eventually probably go in my wife's car. Solid disc brake backing plate, or no, those are large disc brake backing plates. I got a set of those off that 90 Daytona we parted. And then there's a I can't remember the gear ratio now, but it's out of an 83 Shelby Charger. So that may go to Carlisle, or I'll try to sell it beforehand. So anyhow, sorry for the ranting earlier. It really does bother me that, you know, somebody that's not willing to come out and do the work, they're not doing this work that I'm doing, is going to sit in their house or wherever they are and complain. But as you can see, there's not a lot left on the shadow to keep. You know, so I pull as much as I can possibly pull. With that said, I think I'm going to finish up here and pick up all my tools and whatnot. Wife wants to go somewhere here in a little bit, so we're going to call it a night. I got some parts to ship. We'll go do that real quick, and we'll get ready to do whatever she wants to do. So I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you listening to me. Like, follow, subscribe. Real quick, one more thing. While we was on our trip, we reunited with one of the cars that we saved. There's going to be a little video clip of that at the end of this. The gentleman is the car. I couldn't believe how clean the floors were in that car. He has the carpet out of it and stuff. And while we was up there, I've never seen one that nice. And you know, when I bought that car, we kept that car from the crusher. The kid that I got it from was going to take it to the crusher. But the truth be told, he had 2 of them. He had that in a Shelby Charger. And he took the Shelby Charger first to his local crusher, and they wouldn't take the car because the title was not in his name. So the Daytona was the same situation. I got a clean title to it, but it wasn't put in his name. It was, you know, whatever. So it ended up, you know, going through me and then went to the new buyer. Otherwise, that car would have been crushed too. Fortunately, we found it before it got to that point, and we was able to save it. So not everything that comes here gets crushed. That car, the gentleman is spending a good amount of money on that car, and He's got the drive line out now, getting ready to go through the transmission and the engine, and it's in very good hands. I'm very thankful that car went where it went. The gentleman's definitely going to take care of it. There's going to be a couple of pictures. While we were there, I tried to do a video, but I must not have hit video. I must have hit picture instead. So there's 2 pictures included of his Shelby Charger. That is a dream car of mine, and he knows that if that car become available, I would like first chance at it. My first car was an 87, this one's an 85, but it's the same color combo and everything, and this Shelby Charger he has is just a beautiful car. So I feel like the Daytona that he bought is going to be in the same condition as his Charger. So I'm thankful. Thank you. You know who you are. I definitely appreciate, you coming through and giving the car a good home. So anyway, I'll quit rambling. Have a great weekend. It's almost Father's Day to all my fathers. Happy Father's Day. And just enjoy the weather and enjoy life. Life is precious. All right, we'll talk to you later. So quick addition to the parts that we have. I forgot this section. This is above the attic of the garage. That's a shadow spoiler, LeBaron kick panels, Shelby Daytona side skirts. Looks like a Daytona rear taillight panel. The carpeted inside, and another shadow grille. LeBaron console. Shelby Charger side panels that are, they probably should have been junked. Blue Daytona door panels. GLH bumpers. Looks like another air dam. Shelby Charger ground effects, another bumper, more ground effects. Shelby Charger spoilers. The valance trunk panel, finish panel, whatever, on a convertible, shadow convertible. It was in that 91. A Sundance Duster grill, another shadow grill, LeBaron door panels, tail light, glass, tons of trim, windshield moldings, door moldings, whatever. And then spoilers, Daytona, and more Shelby Charger. And then that's a Rampage tonneau cover. The other part I'm using as a table right now until the gentleman comes and gets it. There's I had to squeeze in there. There's Shelby Charger door panels. I don't know what those are. They are, I think they're black interior panels for a Daytona. I could be wrong. And then some more door glass. And then it's sad when you don't remember what's up there. I don't know what that is either. But anyhow, that's the stuff that's above the garage. The other side I have closed off. Oh, there's another set of Shelby Charger seats. Yeah, that's it in the garage. So this is the opposite side of the basement. Never mind, if you see a cat, we have cats here. All these totes are full of parts. And then we've got Daytona side skirts, and then the side black lower, the CS side skirts, CS front dam, T-tops, trunk lids, whole bunch more fenders. Shadow, Daytona, LeBaron, Omni. There's another LeBaron, it's hard to see it, but there's another LeBaron header panel back there. All that's on this side of the basement. So this side of the basement is where the businesses ran from, and it's a hot mess. We kind of got overwhelmed with all the stuff from that building clean out. I'm still trying to sort through it. So the boxes you see are all empty. And then we have all of our empty boxes that we use to ship stuff there. And this is our shipping table, computer, scale, tape, blah, blah, blah. With every car part related part we ship, we send out one of these stickers. So if you're buying a part from us, you're going to get a sticker. This is the photograph section. This is where we take all of our pictures at. We can light it up pretty good. I wrote that on the back of that to try to keep some of the scammers from a lot of the Facebook groups from stealing our pictures. They've done that before. This bin here is full of smalls, emblems, things like that, doorknobs. taillights, and then every one of these totes is full of parts of some kind. And these are all, I would say 95% of the totes that are down here are turbo Mopar parts. All from cars that we've either parted or that we've driven and gotten parts for. So there are 16 shelving units down here on this side alone. And they are almost all full. This is all longer trim pieces, sill plates, things like the interior trim around the rear windows, stuff like that. That's extra bubble wrap. Our basement's weird. It has a random toilet in the middle of the floor. More Daytona side skirts that go on the doors. And then there's a side skirt ground effect. More bubble wrap. This shelf here is not parts that are for sale. These are spares for the Shadow, LeBaron, and Daytona, as is that tote down there. But all these other totes and all these other shelves are all full of parts. Those two big white boxes here and here are SRT4 cold air intakes. But all these totes, minus this stuff here is for my LeBaron. The blue tote and the little black one. The little black one's more smalls. Those are all Pepsi signs and clocks that are going to go to Carlisle. More totes. Door panels. Carpet. Neon floor mats. More totes. How many parts do we keep? I'd say quite a bit. This is a collection of... Our business has been in a business for not quite 3 years. So in 3 years that we've accumulated this much stuff is just amazing to me. But we're being told we don't keep enough. So these are all LeBaron quarter windows. The plan is to eventually sit down on this table and redo them. The LeBaron convertible boot, parade boot. Oh, there's another T2 radiator. A whole bunch of computers that I haven't even touched. LeBaron window seals. There's just everywhere you look, there's parts. When I finally pass away and somebody comes in here and cleans this out, it's going to be like, what in the world was this guy's problem? These are all factory parts books that we've bought for these cars. I still need 86 and 87. If anybody has one they want to sell, I would be very interested. These are electronics that haven't been tested yet. They got to go out, well, besides shift boot, they got to go out to the garage and get put in the car and be checked. So we even have parts underneath the bench that we haven't touched. Parts underneath the picture desk that we haven't touched. The red boxes and then the blue boxes, or at least the blue box on the floor below the red ones. Those are brand new SRT4 rods and pistons. But I don't know if they're Eagle or that other brand. I don't know the name of the brand. I'm not really an SRT guy. But there's logic modules. I don't know. It's a set of ARP bolts. We have 2 sets. One brand new and one open but brand new. Brand new rear shocks. I don't know what they fit. Came from a front wheel drive parts person that had a bunch of parts. So I assume they're front wheel drive Chrysler. But I haven't been able to find it yet. They are Monroe's. I don't know the part number. I'll have to dig it out and look. But there's a Shadow rear filler panel in red. This tote's full of parts I haven't even touched. Parade boot for Shadow hasn't been touched. Hood scoops for 024 or Charger 22. I have 3 of those here. Yeah, so anyways, lots of parts, lots and lots and lots of parts. So it keeps me busy. You know, I don't really have anything else to do. I don't party. We don't do anything like that. We're kind of homebodies. So it's nice to have something that I enjoy. And, you know, something that helps bring in a little extra income. So, alright. Back to the rest of the video. Alright, so at the time I made this video, I wasn't really able to speak very well. I have an issue called Bell's palsy, so you can Google that.
Right.
But anyway, so I didn't really talk during this video because it was difficult. But look how clean those floors are on this car. This is an 88 Shelby Daytona. It's a late 88 because it's got an airbag. But this is the one that the gentleman is in the middle of redoing, and he's going to do a fantastic job with this car. I'm very happy that this car went to where it is. So
there you go.
Thank you again. Like, follow, subscribe,
enough.
comment. Let me know what you think. And as always, we definitely appreciate you watching.